Deuteronomy chapter 5 verses 12 to 14. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God has commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Creation and the plan of redemption. The seventh day and the 7,000-year connection. The Greek controversy, page 437. In Revelation 14, men are called upon to worship the Creator, and the prophecy brings to view a class that, as the result of the threefold message, are keeping the commandments of God. One of these commandments points directly to God as the Creator. The fourth precept declares, in Exodus chapter 20, verses 10 and 11, the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and allowed it. Concerning the Sabbath, the Lord says further in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 20, that it is a sign that ye may know that I am the Lord your God. And the reason given is found in Exodus chapter 31, verse 17, for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Continuing with J. N. Andrews' History of the Sabbath, chapter 27, which is inserted in the Great Controversy, page 437. The importance of the Sabbath as the memorial of creation is that it keeps ever present the true reason why worship is due to God, because He is the Creator and we are His creatures. The Sabbath, therefore, lies at the very foundation of divine worship, for it teaches this great truth in the most impressive manner, and no other institution does this. The true ground of divine worship, not of that on the seventh day merely, but of all worship, is found in the distinction between the Creator and His creatures. This great fact can never become obsolete and must never be forgotten. It was to keep this truth ever before the minds of men that God instituted the Sabbath in Eden. And so long as the fact that He is our Creator continues to be a reason why we should worship Him, so long the Sabbath will continue as its sign and memorial. At the Sabbath being universally kept, men's thought and affections would have been led to the Creator as the object of reverence and worship, and there would never have been an idolater, an atheist, or an infidel. The keeping of the Sabbath is a sign of loyalty to the true God, Him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. It follows that the message which commands men to worship God and keep His commandments will especially call upon them to keep the fourth commandment. The universal laws of the Creator illustrated by the things seen and unseen, the physical and spiritual realms, the concrete and the abstract realms. Creation, the plan of redemption, and true education are one. Obey and live, disobey and die. Fact number 1. False education originated in heaven before the creation of the earth. Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 to 14. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will be like the Most High. Lucifer counterfeited true education, true worship. Ezekiel chapter 28, verses 14 and 15. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee. False education originated in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary with Lucifer by the Ark of the Covenant. Lucifer was the other anointed cherub that covered. Genesis chapter 2 verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. The Creator gave a warning to Adam and Eve of the knowledge of good and evil, which is connected directly with false education. Fact number 2. And there was war in heaven, and Lucifer and his angels were cast out into the earth. Revelation chapter 12, verses 7 to 9. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. The great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This war continues on the earth to this day. It's the war of true education versus false education. Fact number 3. The judgment hour of the Creator versus the creature. True education versus false education. Revelation chapter 13 verses 4 and 3. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. All the world wondered after the beast. False education seems to prevail all over the world. Yet the judgment hour is taking place in the most holy place. Revelation chapter 14 verses 7 and 9. Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of water. True education, choose the Creator. If any man worship the beast and his image and receive the mark, false education, choose Lucifer, the papacy. Fact number 4. The battle between truth and error is a matter of life or death. Revelation chapter 18 verses 2 and 4. Babylon the great is fallen. Come out of her, my people, that he may not be partaker of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues. The papacy and its false educational system and method are being destroyed right now. Come out of false education. Come out of Lucifer false people teaching. Follow the Creator. Creation, the plan of redemption, and true education are one. Obey and live, disobey and die. The days of creation in their order from day 1 to 6. The days of creation come down from day 6 to 1. The 6 days of creation in their order, day 1 to 6. On the first day, the Creator divided the light from the darkness. On the second day, he divided the waters above from the waters below. On the third day, he divided the water from the land and created the fruit trees, the herbs, and the grass. On the fourth day, he divided the day from the night. The greater light, the sun, was to rule the day. The lesser light, the moon, was to rule the night. He created the stars also. And they were for signs and seasons, for days and years, and to establish the true creation calendar. On the fifth day, he divided the fish in the water from the fowl in the air. And he commanded them to be fruitful and multiply. He created them male and female. On the sixth day, he divided the beast from man, gave dominion to man over the beast, and ordered them to be fruitful and multiply. He created them male and female. The 6 days of creation bring us to God's worship on the seventh day, the day of rest, for those who obey and live. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. And that light is true worship. Matthew chapter 25, verse 32. And before him, the Creator, shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. The 6 days countdown, day 6 to 1. The 6th day, men eating and coupling with beast, men coupling with man, and woman with woman. The 5th day, the fowl are eating fish, the fowl are falling dead from the sky, and the fish are dying in the sea. The 4th day, false pagan papal calendar, creature are worshipped instead of the Creator. The 3rd day, the water is taking over the land with tsunami, earthquakes, floods, the ring of fire. The 2nd day, the battle between waters above and waters below, which in the Bible is symbolism of people and true education against false education. Christ versus Lucifer. The 1st day, according to Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2, here is the result. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, which is false worship. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. The 6 days countdown brings us to false worship. The 6 to 1 day, no rest, disobey and die. But those who will arise upon the Lord, and his glory shall be seen upon them, are those who have obeyed, and they shall live as they have recognized and appreciated true worship, the worship of the Creator. The 7th day of Genesis chapter 2 is directly connected with true education, true worship. It is based on faith, which reached the rest as promised and upholds creation. Sunday, Saturn Day are directly connected with false education, false worship, and demonstrate doubt. It enters into no rest and denies creation. 7th day, according to Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 to 3. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. In Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 to 3, there are 4 universal divine actions. God ended his work, God rested on the 7th day, God blessed and sanctified the 7th day. Hebrews chapter 3, verses 14 to 19. For we are made partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. While it is said, Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, as in the provocation. For some, when they had heard, did provoke. Howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believe it not? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. Hebrews chapter 4 verses 1 to 4. Let us therefore fear lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. Hebrews chapter 4 verses 10 and 11. For he that is entered into his rest, he also hath ceased from his works, as God did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. The seventh day of Genesis chapter 2 is directly connected with true education and the rest by faith. The words Eden and Sabbath both mean in Hebrew delight. The words Eden and the seventh day of rest, delight, are found in Genesis chapter 2. The word Sabbath is first used in the Bible in Exodus chapter 16 verse 26 at the occasion of the giving of the manna. Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, and the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 17, give delight unto thy soul. And the word delight means the same as the word Eden, Madon in Hebrew. Isaiah chapter 58 verses 13 and 14, if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shalt honor him, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. Living Fountains or Broken Cisterns, pages 414, 415. For 6,000 years, creation has groaned, waiting for our redemption. The completion of the plan draws nigh, and for the final struggle, everything is now assuming an intensity never before seen. Principles of truth, for centuries hidden or known only in part, will again shine forth in their original splendor, and the wisdom of the ages will be manifest in the closing era of the world's history. True, this wisdom will often appear but foolishness in the eyes of those who oppose truth, but spiritual things are spiritually discerned, and the Spirit of the Holy One will once more over the whole earth, taking up its abode in those hearts which beat in unison with the strains of heaven. Christian education binds earth to heaven. The wise in heart will return to the God-given system of education, choosing the fountains of living waters instead of hewing them out cisterns that can hold no water. The book Living Fountains or Broken Cisterns was written in 1900, and these words are close to being prophetic. Isaiah chapter 66 verses 23 and 24. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. The Great Controversy, page 582. The last great conflict between truth and error is but the final struggle of the long-standing controversy concerning the law of God. Upon this battle we are now entering, a battle between the laws of man and the precepts of Jehovah, between the religion of the Bible and the religion of fable and tradition. The Great Controversy, page 605. The Sabbath will be the great test of loyalty, for it is the point of truth especially controverted. When the final test shall be brought to bear upon man, then the line of distinction will be drawn between those who serve God and those who serve him not. While the observance of the false Sabbath in compliance with the law of the state, contrary to the fourth commandment, will be an avowal of allegiance to a power that is in opposition to God, the keeping of the true Sabbath in obedience to God's law is an evidence of loyalty to the Creator. While one class, by accepting the sign of submission to earthly powers, receive the mark of the beast, the other, choosing the token of allegiance to divine authority, receive the seal of God.